Hello and welcome to SusyBLiving's Gardening by the Moon series. So it's Sunday the 16th of June and I am here to give you the next 3 days of what's going on in the moon phases and also what I will be doing in my daily schedule that I do. So if you are new to my channel and you're curious about moon phase gardening, then welcome. And if you are new to the channel and just want to do straightforward gardening, welcome as well. And if you're old to the channel, so if you've been here quite a long time, hello everybody. So let's get on. Okay, so this weekly video, I do 2 videos a week, and one comes out on a Sunday evening and one comes out on a Wednesday evening. And really, it's nothing groundbreaking. It's just what I am going to be doing for the next week, really. So my sowing schedule, my transplanting schedule, my weeding and maintenance schedule, and my feeding and harvesting schedule. And because I garden according to the moon phases, that is incorporated into it. But as I've said before, if you just want to be sowing and growing along with me, then it really makes no difference whether you do it with the moon phases or not. For me, I have been gardening this way for many years, and I do it mainly for my sowing, for germination. The rest of my gardening, I've actually I do it on the moon phase days because it gives me more of a schedule. That's the only reason. It's not that I'm really dogmatic about it. I had a conversation with someone the other day that just completely poo-pooed the whole idea of moon phase gardening, which is fine. That's fine by me. I don't care how you garden. This is mainly to help you to get organized, this schedule. So if you are interested in the moon phases, that's great. And if you're not, then I hope that I do help you out a little bit with your schedule. So, okay, let's go. So Monday, the 17th of June, which is tomorrow, is another roots day. Today was a roots day as well on the moon phase calendar. And which just means that tomorrow I am going to be dealing, so this is how I work, everybody. I've had quite a few new subscribers. So I will be dealing tomorrow wholly and solely with any kind of roots. And what that does is it just gives me a little bit more flexibility and breathing space so that I don't have to kind of go out and look at everything around me and think, oh, what can I do? Where do I start? So it's just roots. Okay, so sowing carrots. This is a great time of year to sow carrots. You can still sow carrots to go into autumn and winter if you want to. If you do, then look for varieties that stand in the ground well, even if you're going to do them in troughs. I've got troughs here in the greenhouse with me, so look for varieties that will actually stay in the ground. So you're looking at autumn and winter varieties. The varieties that I particularly like are Touchon and Eskimo. They're fantastic. If you just want a stock standard, oh, I can't believe it. Just hang on a second, I've got to deal with something. Sorry, I've got a drink down here and I found a spider in it. I've only been in here for like 5 minutes. Right, so if you do want a carrot that you just want that's a quick grower, then go for something called Sugarsnax. I have, I'll show you because I've got the packets here today. So Sugarsnax is a really good carrot that grows very fast. Here I've got, so Mr. Fothergirls sell Sugarsnax, and this is what they look like. They're a very kind of thin variety here, and they grow very fast. They're an F1. And they're a lovely little snacking carrot. I grow them for the summer. So I am now growing these Sugarsnax. I'm going to put them in troughs again. So I'm nearly finished. I'm just about finished a trough of carrots that I actually grew last year and I've overwintered. So they're nearly finished. And then I start to go on to new season carrots, which is always, you know, preferable, isn't it? So that trough I'm then going to reuse. I'll just put a little bit of more newer compost in it, and I will sow my Sugarsnax carrots in there. That's all the sowing that I will be doing. Transplanting, I have got kohlrabi seedlings to transplant. I know I said that last time, but I didn't actually get them in the ground. They've got to go into the ground. Weeding and maintenance, I'm still picking the shallots over at the allotment. I pick a few every time they kind of come out of the ground and lift themselves out of the ground. I'm picking them. I'm still picking the red onions. They're now starting to bulb up beautifully, the red onions. And I've got some potatoes that are nearly ready in the veggie bag, and also I've got a pot outside. The potatoes on the allotment are really good. They just need a little bit of a weed, but they're doing really well. Some of the second earlies are just about to flower. The beetroot. So the beetroot in the greenhouse on the allotment is still coming quite nicely. They're little, and I'm leaving them in there. I'm not going to take them out yet. The beetroot here at home in the kitchen garden, I've had a look, and again, the yellow variety, the Burpees Golden, all bolted. So I pulled all those out. Now I'm seeing that the white ones are bolting as well. So they're going to have to come out as well. I tried to cut into the ones that were bolting on the allotment, the yellowy ones, but they were a little bit too hard. So they've gone on the compost. So I need to see what these white ones are doing, and the red ones, however, are still good, so that's fine. You can also, if you want to, sow yourself beetroot. Beetroot's a really good time to sow in June for autumn winter crops, so that's really good. The beetroot that I recommend to sow at this time of year is, let me just look, is the Detroit here. So Detroit 2, again, this is a Mr. Fothergill's, but I got it through Kitchen Garden. Detroit 2, which is Crimson Globe, that's a very good one for this time of year. And the other one, which I don't have a picture of, is the yellowy orangey one called Boldor, and that's a really good one as well. I like that for this time of year rather than Burpees Golden because it stores much better. So that's 2, and also the other one that I always sow is Pablo. That's another red one, but I don't have the seeds in there. Garlic. So I started to pull out my garlic because it's got rust, and I thought I would leave a few more in the ground, but I'm going to pull them all out. So they're all coming out tomorrow as well. My radish, that's been just bizarre. So I have radish in this small veggie pod, in the medium veggie pod. Some of them are quite good, and the rest of them are just going to seed. So the ones that are going to seed, I'm just pulling out in between. And I'll just keep looking at my carrots here. My carrots are doing quite well, I must say, in the greenhouse here. They just get a little dry, that's all. So that's Monday. Tuesday, the 18th of June, and Wednesday, the 19th of June in the morning, so AM, are both flowers days. So for flowers days, if you want to sow anything for flowers days, then please, by all means, let me get my seeds out. I don't think I've got photos actually. By all means, sow your purple sprouting broccoli. Now I get my seeds from Mole Seeds, and they're always in this kind of golden packet here. So there's no pictures, but purple sprouting broccoli is the broccoli that you eat in the winter with the purple sprouts. There are 2 varieties that I particularly like. The earlier one is called Red Fire. It's an F1, and the later variety is called Claret. That's also an F1. So if you want to sow purple sprouting broccoli, June is a beautiful time to sow purple sprouting broccoli. They are big, big plants, so you will need quite a lot of space for them, but they are gorgeous. And just when you haven't got anything available, they will be available, you know, in March, April, and beginning of May time. The other thing that you can sow now is cauliflower. So I'm trying out a clubroot resistant cauliflower called Clapton. It's an F1. I got my seeds from Premier Seeds, which is on Amazon. I get them from Amazon for Premier Seeds. And they are a great white cauliflower with clubroot resistance. And then the other thing that I am doing are my marathon Calabrese. I'm going to do some more of those because I like to kind of have those all year round. And if you do have clubroot, then there's a really good clubroot resistant variety of Calabrese called Monclano. So if you're in another part of the world, Calabrese is the green broccoli. That's the sowing. Transplanting, I've always got Calabrese to transplant, and I've always got cauliflowers to transplant. So as spaces come up on the allotment, things go in. I just find a gap and I put them in. And then weeding and maintenance, I have a bed over at the allotment that has some cauliflowers in that I just need to weed. And that's it for the Tuesday and Wednesday morning. Wednesday afternoon, we start leaves again. So I am going to be sowing my next succession of lettuce. I have lettuce on the go all the time, and I'm really favouring the Salanova lettuce. Today we harvested 2 different types of Salanova to go. It's Father's Day today here in the UK, and we took it, we made lunch and we took it to my in-laws' place. And one was a variety called Seurat, S-E-U-R-A-T, and the other was a variety called Escarvo. And the amount of leaves that you get on these Salanovas, you cannot compare to any other lettuce. They are absolutely fantastic. And I noticed that the Escarvo is a green kind of frisee lettuce. The slugs didn't like that as much, so that's another bonus as well. So I will be doing Salanova lettuce, but any lettuce really, look for lettuce that is good for the summer. That's good to sow as well. If you want to sow something else, sow some more salad onions or spring onions or green onions. They're so handy to have. You know, just when you want to have, well, we made something the other night, some Asian dish, and we just threw a few in. And, you know, I've got quite a few successions of salad onions in the garden. I've got a few in my veggie pod. So I've always got things going. I've got lots of modules to go out in the garden as well. So they're always really handy to have to sow on leaves days. And that's all I'm sowing on these particular leaves days. At the end of the month, I'm going to try maybe and sow some more spinach, because the spinach that I have at the moment in the garden is doing really well. So that's that. Transplanting, I'm always transplanting lettuce. If you saw my veggie pod video, I put lettuce in that, head lettuce. I have the other veggie pod that's got the cut and come lettuce. So again, that's in my veggie pod video. You might, even though you haven't got a veggie pod, you might be interested just to see if you've got a small space garden of what you can actually be growing in a small space garden. And yeah, weeding and maintenance, same thing. One thing I'm going to plant out is I've got some parsley and I've got some coriander little pots that I'm going to plant out in the garden as well. And that's really about it. Anything for feeding, anything that looks like it needs a feed. Like I was looking at these tomatoes here the other day and I thought, yeah, you look pretty good. But some of the leaves were just going a little bit lighter. I gave them a feed here. And again, on the moon phase days, it's really great if you can just feed stuff, because you know, okay, I'm going to feed roots today, I'm going to feed leaves today and flowers today. And then it makes it much easier. And that is it. So I will see you on Wednesday evening with your update for the rest of the week. And happy growing. I hope that everything's going well. If there's anything that you need, any advice, please ask me. And yeah, I will always answer. And yeah, that's about it. All right. I'll see you later. Bye.